One of the investigators, a seasoned veteran of countless investigations, was filming alone in a particularly dark and narrow corridor, just outside what appeared to be the infirmary. The air in this specific corridor felt particularly oppressive, even for this haunted place, charged with a sense of sickness and neglect. Suddenly, the camera shook violently in their hand, almost ripped from their grasp, and they cried out in genuine pain and surprise. The camera clattered to the dusty floor, still recording, filming their feet as they stumbled and struggled against an unseen force. A distinct, sickening sound of scratching against fabric and then skin was clearly audible on the recording. "Ow! It pushed me! I felt a hand pulling my arm. It scratched me," the investigator yelled, their voice laced with raw and unbridled fear and confusion. Another team member, hearing the cry, immediately rushed to their aid. What they saw confirmed the gravity of the situation. The investigator's arm, exposed by a rolled-up sleeve, was red and angry, with several fresh-looking marks that unmistakably resembled deep scratches, like from long, sharp Niffingtons. There was no logical explanation for these marks. The camera, still on the floor, then picked up a piercing, high-pitched shriek coming from the very depths of the corridor, a sound of pure anguish and unrestrained rage, a sound that seemed to tear at the fabric of the building itself. It was not a human scream, but something far more primal and terrifying. The air became heavy with the stench of decay and something else, like old blood. The orphanage clearly did not want strangers' presence. It seemed to protect its dark secrets with an incomprehensible, malevolent fury. In one of the smaller, isolated rooms, possibly an isolation chamber for sick or difficult children, the team witnessed the absolute peak of the terror, a moment that would forever haunt their memories. The room was chillingly bare, save for an old, rusted metal cot pushed against one wall, a stark reminder of the suffering that likely occurred within its confines. The EMF meter in the room was now beeping uncontrollably, its lights flashing a frantic red, indicating an extremely high and dangerous level of electromagnetic activity. An investigator's powerful LED flashlight, which had full batteries, began to flicker wildly, its beam erratic, before dying completely, plunging the room into near total darkness, illuminated only by the faint green glow of the night vision. "The battery's full. It doesn't make sense," they exclaimed, fumbling desperately with the switch, their voice trembling with a mixture of frustration and rising dread. Suddenly, with an alarming creak, the rusted metal cot in the center of the room began to rock on its own. Slowly at first, then with increasing violence, it banged rhythmically against the concrete floor, the sound echoing ominously. A distant, agonizing sound of a child crying, muffled yet undeniably clear, seemed to emanate from directly beneath the cot, a sound of profound pain and abandonment. Then, with a terrifying, splintering crash, a heavy, dusty wooden block, clearly part of a dismantled toy set, was violently thrown from a high, unstable shelf on the opposite wall. It flew with surprising force, narrowly missing one of the investigators' heads, and splintered against the concrete wall with a loud thud, scattering dust and debris. One investigator cried out, their voice cracking with fear. "This is too much. This is not just a presence. This is active. This is aggressive. We need to go." The air in the small room grew impossibly cold, dropping several degrees in an instant, and a putrid, sickly sweet smell, like decomposing flesh mixed with old urine, filled the small room, thick and suffocating. It was a smell that made them gag. A shadowy, distorted figure then briefly appeared on the night vision footage, solidifying for a terrifying moment. It was vaguely humanoid, but lacked any defined features, a mere blotch of deeper darkness against the already dim light, standing silently in the doorway for a fleeting second before dissolving back into the shadows. The team reacted with a mixture of absolute shock and profound primal fear. The sheer malevolence felt in that room was overwhelming, an oppressive weight that pressed down on their very souls. It was clear that whatever resided here was not a benign entity. It was a tormented, angry spirit, lashing out at any who dared to disturb its eternal suffering. They had encountered many hauntings, but this level of aggression was unprecedented. Their equipment, usually reliable, seemed to be failing under the sheer force of the activity. Their own physical and mental well-being was at risk. At this terrifying moment, fear transformed into sheer panic. There was no longer any doubt. Those children, or what was left of them, were still there, trapped in a cycle of pain and resentment. And they were not happy, they were furious. The team, prioritizing their own safety and sanity above all else, made the difficult but necessary decision to retreat immediately. They quickly gathered their essential equipment, leaving other items behind in their haste. They stumbled out, their flashlights dancing wildly, eyes scanning every shadow. As the team exited the orphanage, they were visibly shaken, their faces pale, their eyes wide with disbelief and horror. The oppressive silence of the night outside now seemed even more profound, filled with unspoken terrors and the lingering echoes of what they had just experienced. One investigator, their voice trembling, recounted, "I never felt anything like that. It's like the pain of all those children is ingrained in the walls. It just wants to lash out at anyone who enters. It was pure rage." Another added, their voice hoarse from fear, "It's a dangerous place. What lives in there isn't just a simple ghost. It's something that holds a lot of rage, a lot of unresolved anguish. It clung to us. I can still feel it." The pervasive, oppressive atmosphere seemed to follow them even outside the crumbling walls, a ghostly shroud clinging to their every fiber. They drove away, casting anxious glances back at the dark, silent structure, now seeming even more menacing in the rearview mirror. The memories, the sounds, the smells, and the physical sensations would haunt them for years to come. They tried to process the experience, but some things defy rational explanation. Santa Maria Orphanage still stands, its forgotten history a testament to untold suffering. Its interior continues to echo the torment of its past, a chilling monument to lost innocence and lingering despair. The local community whispers tales of strange lights and phantom cries coming from its depths on moonless nights, stories that confirm the team's terrifying encounters. What truly happened within its decrepit walls that led to such a malevolent haunting? Who or what still haunts its endless corridors, inflicting pain on intruders who seek its secrets? The questions remain. The only certainty is that the curse of that place has not yet found its end, and its secrets continue to claim the peace and sanity of those brave enough to seek them. This investigation leaves us with more questions than answers, a profound sense of unease, and the chilling realization that some places are best left undisturbed, their dark pasts forever sealed within their walls. If this story sent shivers down your spine, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more terrifying cases. Turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any updates, and comment below, what would you do if you were inside? Share with your friends to spread the fear. Until next time, and sweet nightmares.